legislation commonly known as Amendment 1, the Opportunity School District.
Good afternoon, I'm Valerie Wilson. I think that many of you I have met in the past. I am a former board member in the city of Decatur and a former president for the Georgia School Boards Association. I am now the current executive director for the Georgia School Boards Association. So it's been a journey to get to where I've gotten to, but when you find your passion and you know what your purpose is, that's where you go and you do your work. I did run for state school superintendent, and I was the Democratic nominee for that. And I think the work that I am doing now allows me to do exactly what it was that I was trying to do when I ran for state school superintendent. I am able to work with all 180 school districts in the state of Georgia. All 180 school districts are a part of the Georgia School Boards Association. That is about 1,200 school board members who are a member of the association. We have responsibility for the 2,200 schools, public schools in the state of Georgia. There are about 1.7 million children who attend our public school systems. As you all know, public education is about a half of the state's budget, close to half of the state's budget. And at GSBA, we focus on creating strong governance teams to support the work and move the needle on student achievement. We have a list of legislative priorities and positions that GSBA takes. And those legislative positions and priorities are set by our membership of over 1,200 board members. Those vote on those legislative positions, and that's where we go in and lobby you people at the Capitol, the legislators at the Capitol. We have a strong position against the erosion of local control. We believe that local control is the democratic way. That's not Democrat and Republican and Democrat, but it's the way this country is set up to be run. We work very hard to fight against the erosion of that local control. So when this amendment, when the legislation and this bill was going through the legislature, we opposed it at GSBA. We opposed it because it flew in the face of local control. Now, it was about the local control at the school board level, but we opposed it more so because it's about local control, not just at school board, but at the parent level, at the community level. It is about eroding the ability for parents and moving them farther away from, and community farther away from what happens to their children in their local schools. So that is a part of the reason we opposed it. I will tell you that the other reasons is around financial. It's around widening that gap that we talked about around control. It's about ignoring the real social ills, because these schools are a product of the communities. And if your communities are sick because you are not doing the things in your communities to have strong, vibrant communities, the children, when they show up at schools, are dealing with those issues. And educators have to deal with that before they can deal with educating children. And finally, we are changing our state constitution for a practice that is not proven, that is not based in evidence, and it has not worked anywhere that it has been tried. We are changing our constitution for that, and something's wrong with that.
Thank you, and I am humbled and honored to be here, not only with this Georgia Legislative Black Caucus, but with these ladies on this stage, as we do have a close connection. I'm a recovering school superintendent, and that is the naked truth. I've served, and I'm from Macon, Georgia, you need to know that. But I've served as teacher, curriculum director, director of staff development, proxy principal. When principals had a heart attack or stroke, I would hold schools for them. Director of staff development, and then school superintendent. I was school superintendent of Twiggs County Schools for 8 years, but I'm out of Bibb County as a 17-year director of professional development and school improvement. After retiring, I went to work for Georgia's Leadership Institute, where I served as keynoter and also teacher leader. I'm a graduate of Morris Brown College, Mercer University, University of Georgia, and my doctoral studies at South Carolina State University. All of that put aside and not important. There's one thing that I've learned in serving as a worker for the children, that it's not about us, it's not about you, it's not about Democrat or Republican, it's about what's best for the children. I was actually excited when they invited me here today, because I can tell you of a story in Bibb County where we actually had the Edison Project to take over one of our schools, and it was a total flop. I can also tell you, having been the superintendent of a poor school district, second from the bottom in Georgia at the time that I served, and took it straight to the top. It doesn't take an Edison project or politicians to come in to run the schools. I want to set the stage, and then I'll shut up because I don't know where you're driving your panel discussion to. I'm a preacher's daughter, so I can go on and on. So. But anyway, this thing is like this. If I had a heart attack, I'd want a cardiologist. But this is about training children. If this amendment passes and the governor has the right to appoint a school superintendent, which does not have to be a trained practitioner, and can have the power to make all decisions for leadership, for teachership, for supportship, for our children, we are in trouble. You need the best trained people for the job. The State Department has finally gotten some of it right, in that we are actually practicing now a logic model for school improvement. And here's the big piece. Leaders have been and are being trained. That connection with the school board to have that alignment of training for that support. Not only have leaders had training, teachers are being trained, and we are all working from a database model. Our model is formulated so I don't care what you are doing. You are assessing those specific needs of the children. You are planning from a point of priority and need and standards. If we do this, it's whatever you want. If we vote for Amendment 1. If we hold to what we have, we are showing progress now. But if you check the 3 states that have done this model, they're in the hole again. And so I don't think we, as Valerie said in the hall out there, I don't think we ought to invest in something that is not tried and true. Something that has not been documented for progress. I'm going to stop there.
Okay.
And let you.
Well, you guys can keep that mic.
Okay.
Well, thank you ladies first for, again, agreeing to participate. And just to let you all know, I did ask, could they send me a man? But anyway, I just want you to know that was thoughtful of that. Well, again, thank you for coming. So, you shared a little bit about where you are, kind of what you're doing, but let's share, how do we get here? We're talking about Amendment 1. Let's talk about the actual question on Amendment 1 and why we're really having this conversation, because some people may not, as an accountant, I think everybody gets it with numbers, and sometimes because we do it all the time, it's just a no-brainer. But let's kind of bring everybody up to speed. What is Amendment 1? How do we get here?